Good morning on a Thursday. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill coming to you from KGW TV in Portland, Oregon. And we'll get into covering the weather system coming in tomorrow, Friday morning, into the Pacific Northwest. That's the big local story. It's a beautiful sunny day for most of us, not all of us, but most of us coming up on this Thursday. You can see the cold front offshore, this initial one, then a reinforcing shot behind it will come in again tomorrow morning. We'll get into that. We'll animate KGW's Futurecast movie for you. This is actually the 6 o'clock hour tomorrow morning, but you can plainly see this will not be scattered. This will be a solid rain band initially that comes in. And then a quick word on the California wind reports, which are this morning absolutely good, needed, terrific news. And for those of you wanting to track the ongoing mention of a colder weather pattern in the weeks ahead. I'll give you the latest on that using the European model. Somebody said that they're anti-European model. I'm anti whatever weather model is doing the best at the times. Sometimes it's the American model, sometimes it's the Canadian, sometimes it's out of the European Meteorological Agency. Anyway, let's get you going. All right, California. Let me begin by saying, and obviously there's lots of places you can go to get information on this. It's a mix of wind advisories, warnings, and red flag warnings up today, some of them into tomorrow for much of Southern California. But what was the wind storm? That has ended. This is terrific news. When you get into the flats of the valleys, like the LA Basin this morning, winds are basically light, period. There are still gusts and concerns for gusty winds coming through the mountain canyons and over the mountain peaks. A lot of that terrain up there goes to 2,000 feet. But for an example of how the winds are fading away, Malibu Canyon has a reporting site. At midnight last night, it was still blowing to 70 miles per hour. By 6 o'clock this morning, the winds had decreased to peak gusts no more than 40. So even fading winds coming through the mountainous areas. So that's terrific news. And I mentioned all the flats where the airports are basically light winds 5 to 15 this morning. The strongest winds ended up being Tuesday night into yesterday afternoon. And amidst some of those reports, Ontario Airport, pardon me, had a gust of 66, John Wayne 60 in Orange County, Burbank 60, Camarillo, which is up in Ventura County, 58. LAX had a peak gust of only 36 miles per hour, and San Diego's airport was even less than that. But again, the news this morning is that the windstorm is pretty much over, and there is reason to be hopeful from the fire crews down there to get a handle on some of these larger fire centers that are still burning. Okay, quick shout out to the Momentous Wealth podcast. You can listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. This is a library of investment topics meant to educate you that you can select from. Okay, let's get you going with what's going on around our region. And we'll start by going up to the National Weather Service office in Seattle. They have a winter weather advisory for the Washington Cascades. This is in effect from tomorrow morning through 6 a.m. on Saturday. So tomorrow developing into tomorrow night. There will be more snow and colder air in the Washington Cascades than the Oregon Cascades with a system coming in Friday. They're saying snow expected at or above elevations greater than 2,500 feet 8 to 12 inches of snow could fall. You get out of the Seattle office and outside of some fog advisories early this morning, there really are not any watches, warnings, or advisories posted from any of the offices, which would include Portland, Medford, and out in the Pendleton. So good news there. All right, I showed you this surface front with the front offshore. Here are the clouds in motion. Again, this is an elongated feature. This will be the rain coming in first thing tomorrow morning. There are some spotty shower chances that will follow this weekend, but overall, the second weather system back here, there's going to be more ridging develop over the weekend, and weather systems for measurable precip once we get into the weekend will basically hold off until the first part of next week. Here in motion is the KGW Futurecast. We'll let this play through, courtesy of KGW TV. I think this is going to play. Can I play it? Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can get to the play button here. There's got to be a way to do this. Boom. Is it going to play? Oh my goodness, I'm stuck. I'm stuck and I can't figure out how to get out of it. Let me see if I can get back to a regular page. Ah, my goodness, this really bites. All right, let's do it this way. More than one way to skin a cat, as they say, right? Okay, let me play this. It's smaller than I wanted to show you, but there it is. There's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Solid rain band moving through the I-5 corridor. By noon, this is 1 o'clock, you can see it's just scattered showers. Initially, this is rain in the Oregon Cascades and then becoming snow showers down to 3,000 feet during the day. Here's 11 o'clock tomorrow night when most of those showers will be over and scattered. Sorry for the mishap of the animation playing there. Now, we talked about the Washington Cascades. Here's a look. Timberline, beautiful clear sky morning. 34 up there this morning. Meadows, 33. These are Mount Hood reports brought to you by Hillcrest Ski and Sports Shop out in Gresham. You can rent and buy clothing and all of your actual gear to go skiing or boarding. The forecast, I'm thinking 2 to 5 inches around Mount Hood. Initially rain with the snow level Friday morning as high as 7,000 feet, and then snow showers with snow levels falling down to 3,500 feet during the day, and then mostly ending overnight. Couple little weak systems bringing mostly some mountain showers over the weekend. Could be anything from nothing traceable to 1 to 2 inches at elevation on Saturday and Sunday with snow levels 3,000 feet. 32 degrees up there, mainly dry at Government Camp with a clean highway. Same thing over Willamette, Santiam. There's Cabbage Hill out over the Blue Mountains of Oregon. Siskiyou Summit in California looks good as well. Again, you can find this Mount Hood information on my ski forecast page on my weather site, portlandweather.com. Okay, this shows you how much rain we expect to come in. Friday morning is when most of it falls, scattered showers in the afternoon lingering through the night. So by 4 a.m. Saturday morning, this shows basically a 1/4 of an inch of rain potentially from Portland up and down I-5 all the way up into the Seattle area, and then lesser amounts on I-5 as you drop into the South Willamette Valley of Lane County and then farther south down toward Medford. Along the coast, there's a 1/2 of an inch of rain in Tillamook County, about the same in Astoria, about the same up into Hoquiam, and 6/10 of an inch up along the North Washington coast. And you can see that the overall moisture amounts, if you were to melt the snow, how much moisture is coming in. You've got more up in the Washington Cascades, many areas picking up over an inch of moisture, which would leave the potential of upwards of a foot of snow in some of those elevations. Less than that, especially when you drop south of Mount Hood, and out over the Blue Mountains, far less, but some accumulating snow expected to fall. All right. Now, real quick, let's shift gears and track cold weather. I said I would animate the upper flow pattern. This is the European model, which is colder right now than the American GFS model. So we'll see. I check both of them every single day. So this is Wednesday, January 22nd. This is the first wave of a cold front, this little trough up in here that could initially change our overall weather pattern to more of a seasonal to colder pattern than the mild temperatures we've been having, especially here in Oregon. And a reminder, this blue contour is a 540 millibar line, basically the polar jet stream. So that passes on the 23rd. Now, initially, we don't look that cold, but now here's another system that is colder, kind of clipping us on Sunday, the 26th. Polar jet stream is up here in northeastern Washington, would go over the city of Spokane, but not down into Portland. Here's the first system that looks like, okay, now we're getting into snow levels that would easily be 2,000 feet and maybe lower. This is Tuesday, January 28th. This would be a 2-day run of some pretty good west winds producing heavy mountain snow in both the Oregon and Washington Cascades with a polar jet all the way down into central and southern Oregon. There's a secondary low that develops offshore. Polar jet is right here down in northern California. This is low snow levels all of Oregon and Washington. This is January 30th, which is my birthday, actually. Here's another reinforcing shot coming in. This one dropping more out of Canada into the first day of February. The polar jet is now all the way down into California. So this is giving, I'm going to use the word hope, and not that maybe you don't want cold weather, but this, if for those of us that want some colder weather, or if you like that, it would give hope to that weather pattern changing. And if you look at the National Weather Service, this is their Outlook page. Let me show you what they show for the 3-month outlook. So this is January, February, March combined. And on the left side, see the blue? That's a below normal temperature pattern developing late January through the month of February into the first part of March. So NOAA, the National Weather Service, all seeing what I'm seeing, that multiple models are eventually trending going into February to a colder weather pattern. And this does also show an above normal precip pattern, which would be great for mountain snow, and maybe somewhere mixed in there, we have a valley event as well. Okay, so all that's still something I'm watching. Let's go around the horn. This is our 8 o'clock temperatures this morning. Medford, 33 degrees. Let's see here. Medford 51 today, 48 tomorrow. Chance of some showers Friday. Remember that rain is more prominent Friday from Salem, Portland northward. And then you've got a dry weekend. Temperatures freezing at night, or about 50 during the day going into the first part of next week. That's Southern Oregon. Over in Bend, chance of rain on Friday developing in the afternoon hours. Otherwise, all dry, lots of sun. Some cold nights, 22 Saturday morning, 22 Sunday morning. Daytime highs around 40 for this weekend. Let's bounce it up to Seattle, 41 degrees. They've got absolutely a rainy Friday expected. Shower chance lingering into Saturday, dry on Sunday. Some of the models are showing a little disturbance coming through in the upper airflow pattern Sunday morning that, if true, could trigger some showers in both Portland and Seattle, but we'll see. It's a weak system and it doesn't show up on all the modeling. Otherwise, you've got dry weather into Wednesday, overnight lows 30s, daytime highs into the 40s. That's Seattle's forecast. Salem, hello. Absolutely a rainy Friday. Slight chance of some spotty showers over the weekend. I shouldn't say slight chance, a chance of spotty showers, which also means mainly dry weather with partly sunny skies at times, Saturday and Sunday. Daytime highs around 50. Look at the freezing night setting up Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday morning of next week. All dry. There's the next shower chance showing up on Thursday of next week. Here's North Bend. Good morning to you folks. Showers on Friday, not as much as the North Coast we'll see. A dry weekend, daytime highs still pretty mild. This shows 55-degree numbers Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Okay, here's my Portland 7-day courtesy of Hazeldale Tire Pros in Clark County off of Highway 99. Was just in there getting new tires I mentioned the other day. So really nice people, locally owned. 50 to 53 this afternoon. I didn't talk much about the wind, but east winds did come back last night. They're gusting out of the gorge to about 37 miles per hour this morning. Once that front passes tomorrow morning, there won't be much wind ahead of it or along it outside of the gorge. But once the front passes, Western Washington down into Oregon, including the Portland Metro and Salem, west winds will kick up. Not overly windy, but noticeable. West breezes 10 to 20. Friday afternoon, maybe some peak gusts to about 25 with scattered showers following the morning rain on Friday. There's the mainly dry weekend with light winds, including in the gorge for the most part. It'll be a west breeze in the gorge over the weekend, 50 to 49. And then straight sunshine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Freezing nights, frosty conditions, and then generally sunny days. Next chance of rain doesn't look like much, but does show up on the following Thursday. And that is your update. Thanks for watching my videos. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. That helps me out. You'll be notified when I post a new video, as long as you allow it in your notifications. I'm meteorologist Rod Hill, and I'll talk to you soon.